going to try the rubber egg experiment. You will need a mason jar or glass, white vinegar, and of course you can't make a rubber egg without an egg. You can hard boil your egg in advance of this experiment if you prefer, but I used a raw egg. For the first step, you're going to pour some vinegar into your jar or tall glass. You'll want to have enough so that the egg is completely covered. You're going to carefully, if you're using a raw egg in particular, drop the egg into the vinegar. Then you have to wait. The egg needs to sit in the vinegar for 24 hours at least. If we look at our chicken's egg in the vinegar, we can see it's covered with tiny little bubbles. There's a chemical reaction occurring. An eggshell is made of carbons, calcium, and oxygen. Vinegar is acidic. This is the same reaction we would get if we were to mix vinegar and baking soda together. That reaction is stronger than the one we're seeing here, but it's the same principle. The shell is made of carbonate and reacts like the baking soda. The little bubbles that we see in the water are made of carbon dioxide gas. The chemical process is causing the eggshell to slowly disintegrate. After spending the entire night in vinegar, I can see that the vinegar has a foam at the top from the dissolved pieces of shell. It is time to carefully pour the vinegar out of the jar. This is what our egg looks like now. You can see that the pieces of shell are easily wiped away, leaving the yellowish membrane behind. I can rinse away more of the shell to see what the result will be. Looking closely, I can see that the egg is now mushy like rubber. It will even bounce. Inside of an egg, just under the shell, is a thin membrane that contains both the yolk and the white of the egg. The vinegar has made this membrane a little tougher, making the egg rubbery in appearance. This egg membrane is semi-permeable, meaning that some things can get through it. The vinegar has gotten through into this egg in a process called osmosis. You can see that the egg that sat in the vinegar has absorbed liquid, making it a little bit larger than a regular egg. Inside of the egg, the yolk and white are still intact. If I puncture this membrane with a fork, the raw yolk and white of the egg are still inside. So make sure you don't play too vigorously with your rubber egg. And we can examine the egg membrane, made thicker and more rubbery through the process of osmosis. Check back next week for another exciting egg experiment.